Art is too important not to share. Welcome to the Allie and Callie Artcast.
Hi, I'm Callie.
Oh, and I'm Kristen.
Oh, hello, Kristen.
Hello.
We're with the Coeur d'Alene Arts and Culture Alliance. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Surprise. Allie is out sick today.
Still
sick, but we just don't want her germs, so we want her to stay home because I've been sick forever and I'm finally feeling better.
I know.
So dang it, she can stay home and get better.
Is there some kind of OSHA law to not talk about what her issue is? Can we?
No.
No, it's a HIPAA.
It rhymes with Flovid.
What the hell is Flovid?
I don't know. It's a word I made up.
Something I haven't heard of, obviously. Oh, no.
She feels okay. She's just,
Well, she
they
sounds
came
like
back.
it.
She doesn't sound great.
No,
she doesn't
she sounds
sound great,
awful.
but she's going to be fine. But she
is going
needs
to
to
be.
she
needs to
overdoes
rest.
it, and she got back from her trip, and her husband got it first, and
he got the Flovid
He
first.
got the Flovid first, and now she's flowing with Flovid.
Well, there's that.
There is that. So,
But the thing that I wanted to not joke about or anything, but this, as far as she knows that she's ever tested,
it's her first time.
This is her first time.
I know.
I mean, here we're staring down the barrel of 2024,
where
and
I have had it 4 times.
Yeah, I've had it 3 times. I think
it loves me.
Yeah, it does.
I'm like
You're like the Flovid queen.
I am.
It's been nice being here. We'll see you later.
I think we'll just show ourselves out. Thank you.
I'm like the official vessel or something in Coeur d'Alene or something. I don't know what it is about me, but it likes me. Viral infections love me.
Right.
Anyway, but I feel great right now. That's
Good.
why
I
we
feel
said
good. I'm not sick.
No, I'm not either. So
We haven't seen Allie in weeks.
I know. So we said stay home, get better. So Allie, if you're listening,
we love you.
Yes, feel better and just enjoy this time off. Watch some Netflix. Ooh, watch. If you like scary movies, watch The House of Usher. It's on. I'm on episode 8 right now. It's kind of got some good jump scares. Got some good ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm here
Fun.
for it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else she can watch that she hasn't seen. I don't know. I'll think of more.
I feel like all I do is watch the news, so I have nothing to...
That's scary enough.
I
That's
know,
why
right?
I turned that
Yeah.
off after a while, because that's too much. Well, what's new with you, Kristen?
Well,
Yeah,
shall I?
I think you should.
In my real life, in my real job in the outside world, I got a new job.
How exciting.
I know, I'm really excited. I start in about a week or so.
Excellent.
I know.
Well, I'm glad you're staying in the area.
I don't know, that was a little bit
There
of
was a rumor that you might be leaving these parts.
I know.
So I'm glad you're going to stay here.
I am staying.
And you'll still be around. So, yay.
And hopefully have, a little bit more of I'll probably be working more, but with a flexible schedule. Does that make sense?
Yep, totally.
Because I can work remotely.
Yep, I get it.
So
And
that'll be
let's
nice.
see, what am I doing?
Yeah, what's going on with you?
I am going to sing in the future. I've been sick for so long. I haven't literally sang in a long time, but I'm going to do the Christmas show with the big band Christmas with the Spokane Valley Summer Theater.
Oh, that's right.
In December.
right.
So really, that's all I'm doing.
Well, yeah, I've got Ellen's show coming up.
Yeah, you've got that.
Ellen Travolta's Christmas show at the Coeur d'Alene Resort and Spa this year. It
Exactly.
is called Christmas Eve.
Oh, okay.
And I think we're in talks to having her on our show before we wrap for
I
the
think
season.
so.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So stay tuned for that.
Yeah. So other than that, I'm just enjoying my grandbaby, my family, everybody, and loving the weather.
I know.
So
Well, it is, what is today? October 19th?
yeah.
It is 76 degrees outside.
It's beautiful out.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
yeah. And I'm, what else is something great that's coming up?
I know. Let's get into it.
Let's do it. What she said.
No, it's actually what she did.
Oh,
this
what
time.
she did.
She did.
Oh my God.
That's what she
We said it last year. We did it this year.
Oh, I love it.
I don't know
Okay.
what next year will be.
Oh, I love it. So today we have Sandra D. Marlowe. Marlowe? Mm-hmm. I said that. It sounded funny coming out of my mouth. I don't know why. Anyway, I did not have any wine today.
I did. I had.
Anyway, and we also have Carol Davis. These are two of the performers and creator.
Yes,
of
this is true.
this wonderful show that you guys, is this the third Diva concert or the second?
It's the second annual for this time of year?
It's the second annual.
Second annual, but it's actually the fourth show.
Fourth,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
And this will be at the Jack Center coming up on October 27th and 28th. And you can get tickets. Where can you get tickets, Sandra?
Well, you can call the Jack directly or go to their website, or if you happen to catch our flyers or postcards, there's a QR code.
I see it right there.
And that's goes right to Simple Tix and gives you the option to buy either a regular ticket or, of course, VIP.
So, tell us, what does the VIP ticket get you?
Well, you can't sleep with the diva.
Wow.
Wow.
Just went right there.
Wow.
She ain't messing around.
Wow.
No.
Or is she?
Anyway, VIP is a premium seating. You get the first couple of rows. Mm-hmm. And also there's a private little reception where you get to meet and mingle with the divas. And there's some little nibbles. And the rumor is we're going to have champagne.
Nice.
And a little bit of diva swag. And get to hang with us before the show.
Fun.
Because we're a fun group.
Yeah.
We're fun bobbies.
I can tell. Yeah. And you guys have several other performers. So tell us about the other performers, and then we'll talk to Carol also. But
well, one of the ladies who's been in this show and helped collaborate with me in writing parts of it and putting the format of it together is Gay Kruger-Ribble. Mm-hmm. And she has a long history in theater and a little bit in film, and is actually the daughter of a very famous cinematographer. She lives in Spokane, and so she is what we call our Broadway diva, and she does some. But the funny thing is now we're kind of all crossing over, huh, Carol?
Yeah, she keeps trying to steal my blues diva.
oh man, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.
I know. Stay in. I have trouble with staying in my lane. That's the story of my life. We have Beth Rainey, who is our pop diva. She's also from Spokane. Wonderful young pianist and singer. She has a lot of history with theater as well. And Robin Hamby is our country diva. She actually is coming in from California. She's a good friend of mine. And she has her own band called Graceland. She's also a recording artist, writes, singer-songwriter. And we have a new bass player who is our new diva. Let's see, Harmony. What is it? Farnes Young. I always call her just Harmony.
Farnes Young.
And she's works for, what is she teaches in the school district? Is Spokane Valley.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Wonderful bass player, hysterically funny gal. So we are expecting her to carry some of the great banter on stage.
Love it.
Yeah, and
Trying
then
to
we
prime her
have
for that.
Sophie Johnson, who's our drummer, and she's been with us too from the beginning, and she has really bloomed and blossomed. We've added a lot of bits with her, and she's a funny girl. So it's great. We're really excited because, as always, the music is kind of, what we've got the program sort of down, but what happens on stage is always very improvisational because we are all entertainers as well as singers and performers.
Right.
So it's always a new show. People ask me, they go, well, is this the same show you did? I said, well, there are elements that are the same, but you know us.
Yeah.
It's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah, depends on the
On
crowd.
our brooms.
Yeah. It is.
I love that.
It is.
Explain to me, are you guys all on stage at the same time? I didn't get to go last year because I'm trying to remember when you guys did it last year.
We did
First
July.
one was in July.
And then October.
We did 2 shows in October.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't remember what
We are sometimes all on stage at the same time. Yes. In fact, this show includes a lot more musical harmonics. We're doing duets. We're doing trios. So we've made it a little more as a group. But there's plenty that we're doing individually. But mostly we are all on stage the whole time.
We are.
together. That's nice.
Together, yeah.
That's really nice.
Kicking each other. Just kidding.
I just remember one song Robin did, which I feel like she wrote it. and it was so funny.
The bad situation.
Yes,
situation.
the
This
bad.
that
has
was
become
fun.
like our theme song, and we don't have it in this show, and people are probably going to be like, what?
I mean, Stu and my husband and I, we left the show and could not stop singing it.
Wasn't it catchy?
It's
And did
very
you write
catchy.
your own lines?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We did in the back row because I think we were in the back corner because the place was sold out. By the way, get your tickets because this thing will sell out.
Well, yeah, I was going to mention earlier that the Jacklin Art Center's website address is thejaclincenter.org.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
You know that. But yeah, it sells out, and it's there's not a bad seat in the house. It's such a great
really.
space, and it's a great space for
It's lovely.
that kind of entertainment, and just kind of small, intimate. But it just, man, when it's full, there's nothing better.
Yeah.
Well, and that's
absolutely.
kind of the space that we like to stay. I always, I've looked at larger venues, which can be a challenge also if you feel like, oh my gosh, we need 400 people in order to feel like. But I like about 100 to 200. It's a great, because we're so interactive with the audience and it's cabaret style. It really is a nice
Yeah.
space.
Yeah,
And
it is.
Darla's good to us. Darla's the
Darla
executive.
Dreyer, she's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
Darla-
she's been
Darla
very
is-
welcoming and solicitous and helping us get what we need. So we're excited to be there again.
Yeah. So what song are you going to sing? Are you going to tell us any, or are you going to or stop?
I don't know.
What's your style? What's your style then? Are you
Well,
gonna
let's
stick
see.
to your
I'm actually
style?
doing a medley that has. I won't tell you the exact tunes.
Okay.
But sort of brings to mind Judy Garland. So
Okay.
I'm crossing over into more of a Broadway sort of belty
Okay.
thing. Doing a little bit of blues. Won't tell you the name of that one either. It's the second act, but you
Okay.
shouldn't miss it.
Okay, you don't have
Yeah.
to give me names, but who's your favorite? Who were your influences? Who are your favorite singers as you were growing up, and and who do you love now?
Well, that's a good question. Interesting you should bring that point up, because this show, when we started to craft it, and it was sort of Gay's idea, and then I went along with it.
Twisted her arm.
I actually had another idea, which I shelved for perhaps the next show. It was to look at women who influenced us.
Oh, okay.
And that were kind of our inspirations, not only as performers, but in life. Who were the women that our role models that we looked up to, our sheroes, if you will. Excuse me. So as a young singer, the people of the day were probably like Barbara Streisand, Liza Minnelli, Diana Ross, Tina Turner, a lot of those that, and these women were larger than life, not just their voices, but they lived out loud. So those were some of the people that I kind of put on my list, and each of us got to make a list of the women that we looked up to. So we tried to pick not necessarily music that they did, but music that kind of
emulated
who they are, and told the stories of what was the influence, and and that's always our thing with this show is feminine perspective.
Yeah.
What was the perspective of women of that time, or things that they sang or said or lived that inspired us. So it was cool to see, and because we have several decades, the people that, Sophie lists are much different than who I listed, and Gay listed, or Carol. And that was interesting to me to get sort of a broader spectrum. And that's the whole thing. We want to see what's happening with the younger generation, and, what has happened with the older generation. Although we don't talk about all of it.
No. Save it.
And Carol, what about you? What are some of your inspirations from childhood
the
to now?
OGs of jazz and blues, Ella Fitzgerald, Nancy Wilson,
Nancy
Billie
Wilson.
Holiday. Those were my heroes. When I was young, I would just listen to them and try to see what are they doing with the song, where are they going with it, and taught me to take a song and make it my own. So, and now, like, Bonnie Raitt is my very favorite artist ever in life. I love everything she does, and I love the type of entertainer she is. And I tend to, when I entertain, really interact with my audience. And I'm not one of those who stares at the back wall. I try to make eye contact, and I walk out into the audience, and I sing to people. And people are always surprised if you catch their eye and you sing to them. They're like, "Oh, she's singing to me? Oh my gosh!"
Does she know me?
It's like trying not to make eye contact with a comedian.
Yeah, because you don't want them to go off on you.
But we're pretty cool. And I always tell the performers, and sorry to step on your thing, but if you sense that somebody's uncomfortable with that, let it go. Move on, because some people really aren't. They're like, "Oh God, please don't pick me. Please don't pick me." Others, you can hardly rein them in.
Yeah, you're like, enough. That's enough. Go away.
When we were doing that song "Bad Situation," and everybody, she had to at one point just put a stop to it because people were like,
I got another one.
Well, at the next show, they were onto it, so they had all written verses, and Robin was roaming the entire center trying to get to everybody, and I think it went on for like 20 minutes.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
It's an amazing song. I mean, it's pretty funny.
What's the premise? Tell me with the...
Well, you guys know it better than I. I mean, this.
Well, she tells about a couple bad situations that happened. It's a traditional 12-bar blues.
Oh,
yeah.
So it can go on forever. It's the same form.
I went to the grocery store.
So you make up your blues verse, and you don't even have to be a singer. You can just say, "Well, I went to the store and I got some milk," or whatever, and it's your bad situation.
Why do all of a sudden I'm getting Dear Liza? I'm getting Dear Liza in my head.
No.
So people loved it. We were surprised. We actually, honestly, we did have a plant out there just in case, because you never know. Like, okay, if we don't get any takers, but we didn't need to.
I literally was seeing a green plant. Took me a minute. Sorry.
Hey y'all, it's Jason from Tubbs Coffee Roasters. We are North Idaho's specialty coffee roaster. We are homegrown and we are local. We love coffee and we love our community, especially Allie and Callie in ArtCast. We have a retail space in our roastery in Hayden, and we can also be found on the shelves at Super One and Yolks. And if you like to buy coffee online, we do offer subscriptions. You can find us at tubbscoffeeroasters.com. Support arts and culture and your local roaster. That's all.
So the title of the show is What She Did. The last show is What She Said. So what she did, is it it's in all the songs, or is it in the perspective of the performers or of the songs? I mean, explain, how'd you come up with the title? How about that?
Well, What She Said, I don't know, that just when I first originated the show, that was what just kind of floated through, and I thought, oh, that's good. And then when we were planning this one, I thought, ooh, that's a little play on words if we change it to What She Did. My songs that I do in this show are about actual actions that women are either talking about doing, or there's an issue with doing, or, it is what someone did. So they're a little bit more story-oriented, I think, for me. I don't know. What about you, Carol?
Yeah, same with me. I think all three of my songs are, talking about what women are aspiring to do or what they did, and what caused maybe a change in their perspective or their journey.
So tell me, did you always sing? Did it start? Do you have... I know you don't. You teach voice, or you have?
I do.
That's what she said. No, do you have a degree?
I do not have a degree.
You just taught.
But I have certainly I did go a couple of years, but I didn't complete a degree.
Yeah, but you do teach voice.
But I do teach voice.
That's
and
what I thought, because I
studied with Oh gosh, I probably couldn't count. I spent 5 years with legendary Judy Davis, who was a coach on the West Coast, who worked for Warner Brothers back in the day. Loved her work. Worked with Dr. John H. Moan, who was a classical. That was my early training, which was opera.
Yeah.
Which I still use elements of. I wouldn't say that I'm a classical coach, but there are elements of that technique that goes across the board.
Absolutely, yeah.
What you do. So I come from a musical family.
Yeah.
I grew up with, musicians, singers, etc. And then started studying privately at like 15. I think I was a freshman in high school. And then moved. I was with Opera San Jose for a time when I was attending a little bit San Jose State in San Jose, California. Studied with Dr. David Rohrbaugh for a couple of years. He was a very well-known musical director for them. So, and actually didn't start teaching until I was in my 40s, and I would not have chosen teaching. It chose me.
Yeah.
I was performing a lot. I was working with a big band and had my own jazz trio, and people were approaching me because I was out there. Visible, and said, Kyle, do you teach? You really should teach. And then a friend of mine who had a music academy said, I'm getting a lot of calls. And at the time, I really needed more income. We always usually, as musicians and artists do, we're always looking for income streams. And I thought, oh, God. And my sister said, you should. She's, you only need to be one step ahead of them. So then I started to call all the information and put it into some sort of format that... and I got my first student. Yeah. And I was like, oh, wow. And then it just snowballed. So, and I cannot believe it's surprising to me that I've liked it as much as I have, because being a performer is a different thrust.
Absolutely.
Being a teacher, you are mentoring others in their development and in their work. And that's rewarding in some ways even more, not as immediate as being on stage. But it's rewarding in that, wow, here's these people, and the light bulb goes on.
Right.
And you see what happens, and you see the changes. I've had some students that are like different people who've been with me maybe 3 or 4 years. And you see such, not just development as a singer, as a performer. And sometimes those... they're similar, but not always. And in life, I get a lot of young people, and I think, we're what we are and what we give in the course of lessons isn't always just about the voice. It's about life and about choices and teamwork and collaboration, especially theater.
Yes.
Is definitely. Yeah. And so a lot of my young people have been theater people. And it's exciting in a much different way. So I'm happy to have done it, and it's been a good source, like I said, of income for me. And
I think that's how I met you. That's why I remember that you had said, I teach voice. I think it was at an art buzz.
Yes,
years ago. And that's when I was like, oh, and she sings too. And then
can I ask you guys a question? To non-singer.
I don't know. Are you sober?
Boom.
I have to say, we celebrated Mary Lou's birthday. Mary Lou Reed's 94th birthday.
That's
today.
right. Yes. Yeah.
It was in good
good
heart
excuse.
And good
Yes.
excuse.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
we get it.
My question is so coming from a teacher is, can you? This is Janie. This is for you and I. If you wanted to take voice lessons and somebody came in and you had them do notes or a scale or whatever, I don't know my lingo very well. Can you tell if they're like tone deaf, or
you would definitely know if they were tone deaf.
Really?
Yeah. Well, but the interesting thing about that, I have a student right now who shall remain nameless, who came to me, a retired gentleman who felt quite convinced that he could not sing, and yet he wanted to. And we did a series of exercises, and yes, he had trouble with pitch recognition. And he's been with me for a year, and actually probably a year and a half, and he's singing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He is singing. Now, I won't say that he's going to be on Broadway.
Right.
But he is singing. He is matching pitch. He is he has learned to connect, speech and singing are similar, but in speech you're cutting sound off. When you're singing, you're connecting those. He's learned to connect so that we call it singing. But I'm amazed, and I did it working a lot with what we call pitch association and solfege, the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, working constantly with intervals. And he's thrilled, even if he just sings hymns at his church, or he sings happy birthday and doesn't feel embarrassed, like, oh God, I better just move my mouth. I get students who say that. They were told at very young ages, just mouth the word.
Oh, I know.
Oh, sure.
You can't sing. And I wouldn't say that I think I've had a couple of other students that pretty much, it was apparent they really could not recognize pitch. Worked with one of them. She couldn't work for a long time, but I did what I could in a few sessions. But I think you can, and I've talked to other coaches. A friend of mine who's out of New York said, no, he said they can. I think it has to do with building the neural pathway, which they maybe didn't get at an early age.
And, I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a muscle, right? Your vocal cords and
well, there are muscles surrounding it and cartilage. Yes,
that just like a bodybuilder would build.
Would start from
you just
zero and
And
So there's
being
hope,
able to hear.
Jamie.
There is hope.
there is hope, but it might cost you $2 extra.
I think I sound good in my car.
But you know what? Whether we sound good or not, we should sing.
Everyone should
So
sing.
good
music
for the
is
spirit.
it's healing.
Yeah.
It is.
Truly.
I mean,
truly
that's what
healing.
I think about actually when the whole COVID thing happened and there wasn't any performing, and that's when I started doing other things because I didn't know what to do with myself without singing and without acting, and I started painting more and doing other things, which I love doing, and I actually might love it more. I don't know. There's a different kind of love for it, but I still miss the performance, and I missed the just kind of the challenge of singing, and when you're singing well and when you're using it all the time, and just kind of, when it all connects, there's nothing better. And when you're in good voice, that it's just, and you're working really hard to be in good voice, and some days it's great, some days it's not so good. But, I mean, there was a time in my life where, there was a sweet spot where it was like, ooh, that's when I was in great voice, where I felt like, but I was using it and I was singing all the time. Now I don't sing all the time.
Right.
I sing on occasion,
Right.
but when I do, I'm like, I should sing more, but I'm not one of those, I just don't. And that's for some reason.
Well, so in
weird.
Carol, that kind of brings me to a good question for you is like, what other opportunities out there are you finding for female singers currently?
You were in Spokane Valley.
all the time.
I was.
Yes, I didn't get to see it. I was sick. I had tickets for your show, Jimmy Buffett show, and that's when I had.
It was great. It was really fun.
That was fun.
Such an amazing experience. It was my first time to do musical theater.
Really?
And I just decided, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to step out of my box.
Good.
And it was amazing.
Good.
I had a great time. So that sucked up a lot of my summer.
Yeah, it takes up
really?
the theater.
July and August,
that was
pretty much.
with the
Spokane Valley
Valley.
Valley. Yeah.
Okay.
Escape to Margaritaville. Yeah.
But there's several venues actually that I've been fortunate enough to sing at. Studio 107 was the first place that I sang here. And then
That's how we met.
Yeah, that's how we
Yeah.
met. She was there and she heard me sing, and
I
we exchanged business cards,
ding.
and it
Yeah.
So we have to
went
do
from
something
there.
Studio
together.
107, we met last year at Studio
Yes.
107.
Yeah.
Yes. And Bottle Joy, I sang there several times this summer. And then I sang at the Terrace over at the resort.
Oh, nice.
I've sung at Chalice. I've sung the national anthem for the summer series in the park on Sunday afternoons.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
I did Taste of Coeur d'Alene last summer. I didn't do it this summer because I was doing the play.
Yeah.
But I've had some wonderful opportunities to sing here and met some great musicians. And I just feel really blessed.
Good.
I
And you're
get
not
to
from
use-
here originally.
No.
You've only been here a little while, right?
Yeah, I came up here and bought my home 5 years ago.
That's right.
So
Trying to
Love
remember that. Yeah.
Love that.
And where are you from originally?
I was born in San Francisco, so I grew up in the Bay Area when I was younger, and I'm also from a musical family. My talent comes very honest. My dad was a piano player, and he sang jazz and blues and gospel, and recorded several albums, and he was very enthusiastic about the artists I talked about earlier, Ella Fitzgerald, and he was always turning me on to a new song. Oh, you got to listen to this, you know. So, and my mom played piano. She played classical piano, so I kind of got the whole spectrum of music, and I've been singing ever since I can remember, and it's my passion. I absolutely love to sing, and I love to share it with other people. So.
Well, I'm telling you, you don't want to miss the show because these ladies have some voices.
Right.
They have amazing voices. Each one of them, I mean, and they're humorous. And the one show I saw, that it was touching, it was funny, and the voices are, I love female voices anyway. I'm partial. It's rare to hear really great men voices. There are a few in this town that are really great, but they don't have concerts. I love that you guys are doing this. I love that we have this opportunity.
The cool thing is that the voices are all distinctive.
Yeah, they're all different.
They're not like the same, like, oh yeah, we could have closed our eyes and not known who's
singing,
are.
which song. Nope.
And the personalities definitely come through the voice. And when I created the show, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Women of substance.
Yes.
Well, I remember last year when we had you guys on the show, you had talked about, bringing these ladies together and having a different point of view, and the younger, grabbing some of the younger crowd and some of the crowd that may be more traditional. And so I love that it looks like to me like you've added at least 2 more people, correct?
Actually, we have the same number,
same?
but there's a couple people
A little different.
Well, harmony is different. We had Kim Plevniak, who was our wonderful bass player on the but the material is a little different this time.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. I would say it's perhaps a little edgier.
Ooh.
So, and some may find that provocative, but I don't know. It's women's stories.
Right.
That's great.
It's what really happens.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's where I really, we're not just singing nice little songs about how flowery life is. We're telling it like it is sometimes. And I think that's missing sometimes too much from the culture.
Yeah.
What women
Absolutely
really think and what women really should say and do and be.
Right.
So that was,
Girl power.
where we're kind of headed. And yet, guys ought to come because they might wake up and hear some stuff they need to know.
Yeah.
Your grand finale is going to be like this, Beyonce is going to come out with the wind in her hair going,
Carol, our Beyonce Carol.
because we do,
So,
right?
so what's the next show you have in mind? When will that be?
It'll be next year. I've got quite a bit. We would love to do a Christmas show, but not this year because I actually have a symphony gig, which is going to take the better part of my December. But probably maybe June or July next year. And I do have an idea.
Good.
Visiting perhaps a period of time. The Divas do the Roaring 20s, or the Divas do the Fabulous 50s. Or
That would be fun.
Yeah.
well, because we also keep an eye on who are the people coming to our shows and looking at demographics and
That's
smart marketing and what do people want from us?
Right.
Maybe we should have a suggestion box.
Yeah, exactly.
What kind of
Give
music do you
people
want to
a vote.
hear?
Yeah.
Well, we had a lot of youngsters. I mean, young kids that really thoroughly enjoyed the show.
Yeah, we have some fans.
And,
young
it's
ones.
amazing to see the age span, and how everybody just really appreciates the stories and the good music,
Right,
So
right.
that's nice to see.
I
There's
love
just
that.
nothing better than live music.
I know.
And sung
so
really
Christmas
well.
show next year. Okay.
Actually, I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
I
That
was
would be
thinking
fun.
that would be really fun.
Yeah.
We had one actually scheduled last year, but a couple of the cast members got Flovid.
Oh my God. Dang
Oh, it
Flovid.
was a perfect full circle. She's good.
The Flovid. The
She's
darn
good.
Flovid.
I love it.
Oh my God, we can't
And on
escape
that
it.
note, I love it.
Well, let's
I feel like a true professional. The
Let's
talk
just-
show circuit.
let's just not forget. It's at the Jacklin Arts Center, which is a great space.
It is a great space.
And it's at 405 North William Street in Post Falls. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Shows at 7.
Right.
Unless you're a VIP, then
A little
Unless
earlier.
we have reception at, I think, 6:15, so probably come around.
Yeah, that's what I remember seeing.
perfect. And you'll get little.
and I'm going to give our friend of the show and friend of the Arts and Culture Alliance, Adam Hegstead, a little plug.
Oh.
If you go a little early enough, you can have dinner at Republic.
Oh.
which is right across
I
the
love
street.
that place.
They have great
One
food.
of Adam's restaurants.
They've been very
Ding, ding,
supportive.
ding.
They put up our poster, and
Nice.
I love their stuff.
Good.
Yeah.
And don't forget, you can get tickets at.
thejaclincenter.org.
That's the one. And they'll be. It'll be a good time. A feminine
We
perspective.
promise it.
I
Thank
think
you for
You'll have
having
fun.
us.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you guys so
Appreciate it.
much for
So
coming.
great.
Thank you so much.
Great group. Thank you.
love it.
Definitely have to come this year. I can't remember why I didn't go last year.
I don't know. You.
I have tickets in my purse.
And we'll have wine.
Oh, and there will be wine. You don't
There'll
even.
be wine.
Yes.
No,
You know what? I'll come and serve the wine. Then I can go to the VIP party.
I don't
That's
know.
what I always do. I always just volunteer for dinner and go for free.
I don't know if
Not
that's
a bad idea.
Yeah,
guess
all
that's
right.
the S word.
October
Sorry, Allie.
27th and 28th. Don't forget what she did. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you so
We
much.
I can't wait to hear
appreciate
you.
having us.
I know, me too.
All right. Well,
That was fun. Sorry.
Yes.
I
All right.
had a great time.
I did too.
Yeah.
Well,
Probably won't hear me for the rest of the year.
I
That's
know.
Background Stephen Colbert's wife, like I always do in the background.
all right. Well, I'm Callie,
And I'm Kristen.
and whatever you do today, make sure it's creative.
The Allie and Callie Artcast is a program of the Coeur d'Alene Arts and Culture Alliance and is sponsored by NIA, North Idaho Alliance, a woman-based leadership organization designed to inspire, uplift, and impact your community and lives. And Tubbs Coffee Roasters, globally sourced, locally roasted coffee.